started out outside the Hard Day's Night Hotel here in Liverpool, and I am with, what's your name?
Margee Fagelson.
Brilliant. Now, you've just come out of one of the actual conferences.
I have,
indeed. How was it?
It was good. It was interesting. Well, I was slightly biased toward this panel because I actually have a soft spot for all but one of the people that was on it. And it's not that I dislike him, I just didn't know him. And, of course, he's the Yankee. But everybody else that was on the panel is somebody that I very much either newly or long-term revere. So it was great. It's a very interesting conference. There's some issues, but it's a very interesting conference.
Brilliant. I mean, what's the reason you're here? Because we spoke off camera, and you actually came over from the States.
I came over for this conference. I'm a U.S. lawyer who handles international clients, predominantly UK clients. I'm the indie attorney. I also do some sort of pre-legal business development stuff, trying to sort of bridge the gap between we want to get to America, we have a little bit of something happening in America, we're not really sure what to do with it, because we're certainly not Franz Ferdinand yet, or, Lily Allen, we don't really know where to go, and I sort of try to offer a little bit of business development assistance along the way, and then ideally, I step in with my trusty lawyering skills when they get a deal, or some deal, some agreement to be negotiated, reviewed, something like that.
I mean, how important is a lawyer within for an up-and-coming artist? Because I'm not in the music industry, in the world of TV, but even I've heard that, it's you guys that really can hook people up and cut the deals.
Yeah, it depends. I happen to be an attorney who I don't do a lot of the shopping. That's what they call it. They call it shopping, and I don't do that because I think it's somewhat of a conflict of ethics, and I feel like the point of shopping is that you as an attorney have a great relationship with X number of record labels. Okay, that's in theory to the artist's benefit, because say you're the record label. I know all your key points. I know what's important to you. I know where you're going to give, where you're not going to give, and you'll take my phone call, which is the most important thing. On the other hand, because I have a relationship with you, because you're taking my phone call all the time, because I know where you're going to give and where you're not going to give, I might compromise artist A to maintain relations, because in 6 months' time, I know I'm coming back to you with artist M, and artist M is, for whatever reason, more important to me. Maybe they're giving me more money. Maybe they're gonna get a bigger deal, better deal from the label. So I personally don't do that, but a lot of artists do that. I think that in general, whatever your team members may be the artists, business managers, personal managers, booking agent, whatever, you really need to do your own analysis at every stage of your career and determine, yes, I'm ready, no, I'm not ready, and if I'm ready, then who do I need? How big do you need to go? Just like those great stories of the indie band who wins some contest, like a Battle of the Bands, gets a major label deal. I knew this band out of Boston. They won the MTV Garage Band contest. The grand prize was a recording deal with Epic Records. Okay, awesome. Yeah, no. The same day that this band, New Man's album came out, was Michael Jackson's follow-up to Thriller. So guess where Epic Records marketing dollars were going? Wait, don't tell me. Oh, yeah, not to New Man. Yeah. And that's sort of a great example of launching before you're ready. You sort of want to walk before you can run, and that's so baby steps. You certainly, at a certain point, it's great to have your boyfriend's girlfriends, your boyfriend's sister's cousin's aunt's nephew be your manager, because you just need somebody who's going to either be the mean cop or handle the money because you're not good at it. That's fine. Then at a certain point you're going to need somebody who really knows what management's all about and is really going to nurture you and is really going to have a more of a keen business sense. Does that mean you go for one of the major management companies? Well, again, that could be same problem with the major management company, could be the same problem with the major label. It's all incremental. And so, yes, at some point, you should always have a lawyer before you sign anything. Nobody should ever sign anything ever, like I just did, without consulting an attorney. Now, do you need a fat cat London attorney who's going to charge you $200 an hour and keep you chatting on the phone for 3 hours to boost his bill? No, not necessarily. And maybe you don't need somebody that skilled yet either. Should you see an attorney who can get the basic, yes, and should they have a familiarity with the entertainment business? Ideally. But again, wait to pay the big guys till you have a requirement for a big guy, and wait to talk to a lawyer who shops until you have something worth shopping. if you're huge in your region, and here region obviously is, if you're really big in Dundee and nobody outside of Dundee has ever heard of you, well, perhaps you should think about getting some gigs and then some press in Glasgow, and then maybe move to Liverpool, and then maybe move over to Manchester, and then maybe move down to Birmingham, and then then you hit London and you do your best to get some gigs in London, and then you worry about other territories and whatever. Wait to hire a lawyer who's going to shop you, because you're going to pay for those connections, you're going to pay for those contacts, until you can actually make use of his or her Rolodex.
Yeah, it's great. It's great advice, really. It's been like over the last day, we've talked to loads of people. We haven't had advice on the whole legal stuff. So thank you ever so much. And Chris, you're a wealth and a font of knowledge. Anyone to look out for in the next few months that whether it's stateside, whether it's here in the UK, anyone that maybe you've got your eye on, or maybe someone you're looking after that you think that we should be looking at?
That's an excellent question. The one band that I love too was, oddly enough, from a little small town in Scotland, just shot themselves in the foot by firing their manager and bankroll. So their US deal went kaput and they're done. But I don't know. I don't think there's anybody that I'm also certainly, I'm a lawyer, not an A&R person.
Yeah.
So I do not consider myself an arbiter of taste, good, bad, or otherwise.
I just feel a human being. We all love music.
Well, I'm really excited for the new Proclaimers album to come out. Idlewild in the studio right now. I really love Idlewild. I have a little bit of a Scottish problem. I'm dealing with that. I'm seeing a therapist. And there's a band in the States, they're from Seattle. They're an acoustic duo, post-punk acoustic duo called the Duchess and the Duke.
Okay.
And they are, to me, if Joan Baez and Bob Dylan were post-punk 21st century, that's what they would be. Really great guitar playing with not a good voice on the guy, beautiful voice on the girl, and amazing songs. And they're on some Sub Pop imprint, but they're not even my client. There's no bias. Neither are the Proclaimers, unfortunately for me. But
huge fan.
Huge fan.
It's been a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you for your advice.
You're more than welcome.
Enjoy the conference.
Thank you so much.
So much. Thank you.